While Boston may very well win this series against a shorthanded Miami team, the Heat might have exposed a fundamental problem with the Celtics defense that led to an unprecedented amount of wide-open three-point shots. So, let's dive in and figure out what the issues are as the Heat even this series by taking advantage of the three-point shot. Over the past 3 seasons, when a team makes 9 or more three-pointers than their opponent, they win 93% of the time. And frankly, I'm surprised it's not even higher than that. But it wasn't the collective heat check by the aptly named Heat, it was the sheer volume of open looks the Celtics defense gave up that makes one wonder if it can happen again in this series. Let's start with our old nemesis, the corner three-point shot. Helping off the corner when a shooter is one pass away is a big no-no, and watch as Jaquez comes around this ball screen in the middle. Porzingis is in drop position, so there's simply no need for Derek White to be standing on the right block. Jaquez intentionally dribbles at White to freeze him before making the easy kick out, and Jovic gets to his set point before White even gets a hand up, meaning this was an open shot. The Heat constantly try to find pin downs into handoffs, as Hero circles around off the Martin screen and continues to bam. Drew goes underneath the handoff, conceding what would have been a wide open three, but check how Tyler lifts both feet off the floor to hover, luring Drew into jumping out of position as if it was going to be a shot. Now, KP is in perfect position to stop the drive, so why is Brown jumping in front of the driver, leaving a sharpshooter alone to lick his thumb and check the wind? He was so open before shooting this. A similar concept is showing early help, in a stance with your arms out as if that would ever dissuade the pass to your man. KP is in perfect position on the ball, you have help from Tatum under the hoop, so why is Brown this far off of Jaquez? He never gets in better position. Granted, Jaquez didn't shoot great from 3 this year, but if you don't even get a hand up, you're going to find out that open shots are easier than contested ones. This one pass away help was even worse. Watch Horford in perfect drop coverage. There was no need for either Brown or Tatum to be in the lane here. Hero has his choice of Martin, Jovic, or Wright for a wide open shot, and the Celtics are lucky that this was off by an inch. Everything was okay as this pick and roll begins. Hauser chases, Horford drops to stay even with Bam, but Drew does full help off of Highsmith in the corner. Let's give him credit for forcing a pump fake, but if he's going to jump, he's got to be able to land and immediately pop back in the play. This concept is clearly by design as Drew does it again a few minutes later. Despite KP being in good position on the drop, Drew standing next to him is redundant and also allows the easiest pass a guard can make, and Jaquez gets this off before Drew even gets there. Jaylen Brown popped up a few times as he slowed to see where the ball is to start, then a step late reacting to Hero coming off for the handoff. I think he expected to switch onto Jovic, but when Hero rejects the screen, he's way too far off the ball as Hero sinks another wide open shot. The Heat offense can be a furious dance of cutting all over the place, which is why you cannot get caught ball watching and completely lose your man spotting up for an open look that barely misses the target. And desperately gambling on a steal like this might not have mattered with an 8-point deficit and under a minute to go, but it was just more fuel to the fire that was the wide open shots from the Miami Heat. With how fast Spoelstra gets his guys to move in the half court, if you don't nail your switches properly, you're dead. Watch how Robinson's ghost screen without any contact lures Pritchard to step up as if he's defending a pick and roll, but it really forces a switch that Horford is too slow to ever get to, and Brown is late on his help rotation. When you give up this many open threes to cost you the game, it can make a coach's hair fall out. Well, if that's the case, they need to go to Nutrafol, a drug-free whole-body approach that promotes hair growth from within. We often blame genetics, but there are multiple things at play when it comes to hair thinning. Things like stress, nutrient gaps, and aging can all trigger hair thinning and shedding. Nutrafol's multi-targeted approach promotes hair health through whole body health. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding. Their patented technology provides consistent, reliable results without compromising your sex life. Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering my viewers $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com/men and enter the promo code Coach Nick. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and hairstylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair by clicking on the link in the description below, and it'll be easy to understand why running a double ball screen negates a switching defense, which gave Hero a step on Hauser, but when they flip it back the other way, White is caught in no man's land. Porzingis would have been in charge of containing the ball handler, and as a result, it's easy to snap a pass to Martin for a wide open catch and shoot three. Here's another double ball screen. Drew switches on to Martin, but Tatum is slow reacting to the need for him to get the ball, which means he's getting screened off, leaving KP on him. He wants no part of that, and the shot is off before Tatum can recover. Spoelstra was coaching 3 steps ahead, knowing if he puts Jovic on KP and Bam on Tatum, the Celtics will be forced to match up that way on the other end often. While Tatum does a nice job to hold his position on the quick Bam post-up at the rim, they're afraid to leave KP by himself with Hero coming off the screen, so Hauser trails into a double. White rotates properly to the top, but Tatum should have already been a step and a half towards the weak side, and KP would have been able to guard Bam. Instead, they rely on the slow-footed Hauser, who takes forever to get over there and then goes for the jab step to get the Heat yet another open shot. The defense was in disarray on this possession right after halftime. Watch Tatum running backwards and checking to make sure he needs to pick up the ball. Meanwhile, White is furiously trying to get KP off of Hero while Jovic is running unchecked right to the rim. More confusion as no one picked up Bam as Tatum pretends he's guarding Martin on the wing. While they get it sorted out kinda, there is no way Tatum should be going this far underneath the screen. Martin passes up a wide open look, and they catch Drew standing on the block 1 pass away from the corner as Jovic lights them up. With the effort we saw in the second half, you had to wonder if something else was going on. First, Brown is digging down for no reason as KP is in great defensive position. Had this pass been accurate, it would have been an open 3. But then Tatum gives Martin 6 feet of space and doesn't really contest this shot as the tie is broken. And then Hero comes off the screen to get a step and a half lead over Brown, who takes a terrible angle around the Bam screen, who is in legal screening position, running into him but showing no extra effort to finish the play and contest this shot. Spoelstra combated the big Celtics lineup by going very small, knowing it would force KP to guard Highsmith. The delay into pistol action actually turns into a step-up screen for Bam, and when Horford is afraid that Pritchard can't handle the mismatch, he doubles, which is another wide-open 3 because that's not where the double should come from. But it also means they'll catch a player who is simply not used to closing out to the three-point line in the lane, while his man is teeing it up all by himself. By the fourth, you had a disorganized mess, rooted in the speed with which the Heat run their sets. Tatum is slow to get in position as his man shows a screen to Hero's left before suddenly flipping it the other way. Instead of a switch, this becomes a double, with KP needing to guard the wing. Brown should rotate to the roll man so KP can get up to the strong side. Instead, he drifts down to Bam. Drew shows no recognition of the open shooter, and Highsmith makes them pay. The Celtics open up in a man-to-man full-court press that shifted into a 2-3 zone. While I applaud the creativity, the execution was lacking as KP comes up as if he's still playing man. You can see White telling him to sink down farther, and the nice skip pass means they're guaranteed an open 3 with a 2-on-1. If Martin can get to his set point with this much room, it's an open shot. I love this action by the Heat's offense. Just keep your eye on Hero. He back screens for right but has White attached to him. So they run an inside ball screen and Hero circles around Bam as a pin down. Of course, this type of screen could be deemed illegal, but there's not a ton of contact and it does its job as Hero sprints open for the shot. Everyone in the Celtics was guilty at some point with dropping down too low, offering up too little effort to close out, as the Heat simply played a faster pace than the Celtics could handle. While the Heat definitely shot out of their minds last night, when you consistently get this much space to shoot, you're going to get hot. And it's a repeatable type of hotness that could definitely happen again in this series. So the Celtics better get in the gym before Game 3 and go over their rotations, increase the effort, and do not try and go extra big with Horford and Porzingis in the lineup together. In fact, they'd be a lot better off cutting KP's minutes if the Heat look like they're going to explode again.